Hello and good afternoon, everybody. My name is Priyanka, and I am the South Asia in-country representative from University of Missouri St. Louis. It is a public research university, and we are a tier one institution, and we come as a top 6% worldwide as per the World Report ranking. As you can see on the screen, it's like you will find a lot of colors. The place looks very vibrant, and yes, it is. And we will be talking a lot about the place, which is St. Louis. And about University of Missouri St. Louis, our programs, our admission requirements, and so on. So before I start with the session, I would like to thank Skylark Overseas team to give me this opportunity to go live and speak to you all and interact with you virtually. If you have any questions and answers, please be open. You can ask your questions, and I'll be happy to address all your questions. In between the session, I will also show you little bit glimpses of St. Louis, about university and all, in a video, so that it is going to be very interesting for you all. I'll try to give as much as information as possible. As you can see that on the left bottom there is aquarium, then we have lots of restaurant, wonderful nightlife, a lot of games, gateway of arc in the right second picture, which you can see, Forest Park, and so many places are there in St. Louis to explore. So St. Louis is where the star is, and this mustard color, or many of you might see it as yellow also. So this is Missouri, which is the state in the USA amongst the rest of the 50 state. St. Louis, I would say it's an answer for all the student queries, because when we go and choose a study destination, then we do look for certain things. We look for cost, we look for work options, we look for safety, we look for so many things which are like residence life, and so many things which actually means a lot while choosing a study destination. And also, not to miss out, it's only gonna be academics, or we will be able to have some fun. So when we talk about St. Louis, there's a lot to explore, a lot to enjoy. It's a beat gateway of arc, so many games, the Forest Park, which is even bigger than what's there in New York City, so many entertainment places, theater, music ventures, and a lot of free attractions also, like St. Louis Zoo, museums, and so on. Connectivity wise also, you won't find any concern, be it buses, metro, Uber, shared rides, example Uber and all. A lot of connectivity wise transport is available, wherein you won't find any concern, and this is one of the very important factor when it comes to safety. It is a metropolitan area amongst the other largest 20 metropolitan area, and at the same time the cost of living is low, so you will not be shedding across a lot of money while staying in a metropolitan area. And you all would know what is the benefit to stay in a metropolitan area. And also, benefit is another benefit of St. Louis is that out of the other 20 largest USA metro area, St. Louis has the third fastest foreign born population. So we have people from different part of the world, not just from St. Louis. So a lot to explore, a lot to learn from the people around there in St. Louis. There are a lot of starters which have come up in St. Louis with the help of St. Louis Mosaic Project. So this is an opportunity wherein our students get a lot of work options, be it in terms of internships or after completion of their studies when they do their OPT. So OPT is optional practical training, wherein you can stay and work in the USA after completion of your studies, which is optional. So you can go ahead and work, you are free to work and gain an experience. Then, since it's a multicultural city, so a lot of festivals of different nations and so much fun all around. As I mentioned, it is vibrant, and yes, it is. You will see a lot of Indian community pictures out here, and this is not just to put across in the pictures. However, we have very strong and big India subcontinent community, and that is the reason all the major festivals, be it Holi, Diwali, or Republic Day, all the major festivals and holidays are celebrated in St. Louis. And this is actually, I don't know why this happens, but when we are away from our root, we miss our holidays, we miss our festivals, we miss our people. So that is something which you will not be missing out in St. Louis. Yes, it's not going to be same as a home country. However, some of you might feel like it is better, or some of you will feel like, yes, we're enjoying, we are part of our community even though we are away. In order to get connected with your community, we have India Association of St. Louis, we have Mahatma Gandhi Center, there are different Facebook groups wherein you can be connected, and you would know that there are so many social media platforms wherein you can be connected with your Indian community. Beat cricket, you won't be missing out on in cricket because there are regular cricket leagues. Yes, you can see Maggie, you can see Parle-G biscuits. Yes, you won't be missing out on your grocery also, because we have somewhere around 5 grocery stores within the drive of 30 to 40 minutes. So all India subcontinent groceries, be it our snacks, everything is available. And movies, we love our movies, our Indian movies. So you won't be missing on the theater feeling of movies. So not just sitting on Netflix and watching the Indian movies, but yes, you can go to a theater, and there are regular 14 movie shows there in St. Louis. Worship wise, be it Hindu temple, be it Sikh temple. In Sikh temple, there is regular langar also on Sundays, and then mosque, or the Buddhist temple. Even worship also, you won't be missing out. Then a very important factor which comes is related to work, and what are the different options. One which I have already mentioned earlier, there are a lot of startups, which is a work option for us students. Apart from that, there are a handful of Fortune 1000 companies who have got their headquarters in St. Louis. So Fortune 1000 companies, you can understand, they are all 1000 Fortune companies. They're such a big organizations who have got their headquarters in St. Louis. So be Cortex Innovation, it is a technology company spread across 200 acres. Then there is an organization called Express Script. It is a very big pharmaceutical company in the USA. Their headquarters is right there in our campus, which is University of Missouri St. Louis campus. We also call as UMSL. There is Donald Danforth Plant Science Center, and there's so many arts, museum, restaurants, so many places for you to look out for work options, or to enjoy, or to have fun. So it is a place wherein all your answers are there. You are gonna stay in a metro area. At the same time, the cost is not that too high as compared to other metropolitan area. The cost is low. It has a lot of foreign-born population, so racism or safety won't be a concern. Another safety issue is transport. Ample transportation options, so you might need not to have your own conveyance, your own car to travel from one place to another, and ample work options wherein it is not necessary that you will need to leave St. Louis. There are a lot of conferences also keeps on happening, because conferences, I always recommend my students is to please go and attend conferences, because herein you get to know about your industry, what is in your industry, what is new coming up in your industry. So it is going to help you to enhance your knowledge. At the same time, network along with the people from your same industry, which is in any case very beneficial, because the industry leaders, they come, they talk. Then after the conference, after the speeches and the lectures are over, then you can have lunch or dinner along with them. So it's a good way to connect with people, and later on it might even help you related to career options. Now, we in St. Louis or UMSL, we are driving force for innovation, is what we always say. And we keep on doing something or the other to support our students. So as you can see, this gentleman on the left here, he is an UMSL alumni, and he is a CEO of Ameron Corporation. Ameron Corporation is a Fortune 500 company. So why specifically we have mentioned about Ameron Corporation is because with Ameron Corporation, we have an accelerated internship opportunity, which means only UMSL students, which is an exclusive internship opportunity, and wherein UMSL students can only do internships with Ameron. And just imagine what is going to be the value of that internship and the experience, wherein they will get to work in a Fortune 500 company. So this was a little bit about St. Louis. Now I'll quickly show you one of our video, which is of our campus. And I'm sure that you will like it, and you'll get a little bit glimpses of our campus. If in case any concern you're not able to view or not able to hear, please type it in the chat box so that I'll be able to play that again for you. I hope my screen is visible. I'm just trying to start it.
The University of Missouri St. Louis is a global university in the heart of America.
We brought vision care education to people all over the world.
We've trained generations of conservation decision makers.
Our research connects humanity's past with its present. We are building a future where life-saving vaccines come from the sky.
the University of Missouri St. Louis. 50 years of international education and global impact.
So as you saw in the video, we have around 50 years of experience, and we do actually have been able to actually help a lot of students to change their life, to change their future altogether and become a better person, not just in academics, however, an overall experience which you earn while you study at UMSL or you stay in University of Missouri St. Louis. I hope that you must have enjoyed the video, must have got to know about the new technology wherein our team is working on, the supply chain team wherein they mentioned that they will be supplying vaccines without human contact through drone. And also the gentleman of the research initially when he mentioned that we are into research and all. So UMSL even has got a lot of research options for our undergraduate students. So our research team, particularly anthropology team, has actually done a very good job in terms of when they were in Greece. They found out that even mummies used to get tattoos. So it's not just us that we are getting it tattooed these days. Even mummies used to do that, and there was a set pattern for it. So quite interesting factors actually you get to know when you are into research, and that is why UMSL is proud of, and we call it as we actually make education meets the opportunity. We have world-class researchers and scholars. We have top-ranked degree programs. I'll give you a little bit brief on that. We have very dedicated international student services team, over 120 student organization. We have a career services department, which is a very important department for us, particularly because be it in terms of resume building, interview preparation, or in career fairs, which are organized twice a year on the campus. We have a small, not very big though, but yes, good enough career services portal where students can apply for jobs options, and the different support which has been given to these students by the International Student Services team. And not to miss out on the support of our professors, we have a lot of professors or a lot of faculty members, those who are there from India subcontinent as well. And also not to miss out on very important factor, which is of our honors college, which has got exceptional undergraduate programs offering you a lot of research options. Now, since I talked about a lot of top rank programs, I'll come to a few which I am able to discuss here right now. That is, out of that, one is AACSB accreditation. So AACSB accreditation has been given to the business school, which only 5% of the business schools have earned worldwide. And with UMSL, we have got dual AACSB accreditation for accounting and business program. And this only 2% of the institution has earned worldwide. So you can understand what is going to be the value of your degree, because you will be coming in, because accreditation, you would all know that matters a lot. And herein, only 5% of the institutions have got AACSB accreditation. I think you are not able to see the screen, so I'll quickly do it again. I hope so that it is visible now. So this is about our AACSB accreditation, and which I'll say that only 5% of the institutions have earned worldwide. Then comes our undergraduate international business program. We are ranked top 25, not just from past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. However, from consecutive 17 years, we have been ranked top 25. Then comes our cyber defense and cyber, as per the National Security Agency, we are designated as the Center of Academic Excellence, and also by the Department of Homeland Security. Our graduate programs in criminology and criminal justice are best 5 in the nation. I know that a lot of our students are interested in engineering. So we have undergraduate engineering program. So we have a joint engineering program with Washington University of St. Louis. I'll give you a little bit brief on that later on. One of the very important factor which we talk about data and statistics is that more than 94% of our UMSL recent graduates, they either get into jobs or volunteering work or businesses or higher education within a short stint of time. That is only because of the quality of education which we impact. We have more than 16,000 students, or we enroll more than 16,000 students from 50 states and 65 countries. Now, as I was mentioning about our engineering program, you will be able to see that here, that we have a joint engineering program with Washington University of St. Louis. We have 50 bachelor's and 43 graduate degree programs with a lot of majors and minors under different schools, out of which one is the Joint Engineering Program with Washington University of St. Louis, College of Arts and Sciences, Business Administration, Education. Nursing is something which we are not promoting extensively, so you can just like not have a look at it. And then we have social work. So as you can see, be it you are a commerce student, you are a science student, PCM student, biology student, or you are from vocational background also, we will have programs for all of you because we have different colleges and schools. So to give you a little bit glimpses of what our arts and sciences offers, we have biochemistry, biotechnology, we have chemistry, we have biology, we have mathematics, computer sciences. Our economics is also a STEM program. So as you would all know that the STEM program, which are science, technology, engineering, and maths program, it lets you to have an additional 2 years of OPT in the USA. That means if a non-STEM student is able to get an OPT for 1 year, up to 1 year, a STEM program student can get it extended for another 2 years, and it can be up to 3 years. So which will let you stay and work in USA and gain an experience in the USA for up to 3 years under a STEM program. So our economics is also STEM. Then we have communications, quite interesting part, which I did not mention about UMSL initially, is the St. Louis radio station. UMSL partners in that. So in fact, work options or learning opportunities are awaiting in even if in you're interested then in our radio station as well. So a little bit about our arts and sciences, particularly BS and MS program, because this is high in demand when we talk about the market here. So for MS, I would say that we have prerequisite that you should be from a computer science background, from Masters in Science and Computer Sciences student. And also we want you to not have more than 3 backlogs. So up to 3 backlogs are accepted. 3.0 GPA and above is what we are looking at. IELTS 6.5, PTE is also accepted, which is 53. TOEFL is accepted at 79. Considering current situation, we are accepting Duolingo also at 105 and 110. If you do not have GRE and GMAT, need not to worry. You can go ahead and take an admission with us. However, if you're interested for teaching assistantship, then in that case, GRE and GMAT would be required. Apart from that, we do not require GRE and GMAT for the Masters in Computer Sciences. For our bachelor students, for all the bachelor students, the requirement remains the same. We are looking at minimum to minimum 2.3 GPA, which comes to around 58%. And English proficiency of IELTS, which is 5.5, PTE 44, then Duolingo 85 and 90. Another important program which is high in demand again is biochemistry and biotechnology. So herein for BS student again, we are looking at 2.3 GPA, IELTS 5.5 overall, and PT we do not look at the individual IELTS score, we only look at the overall scores. Then PT, Duolingo, TOEFL, or everything is accepted. Coursework in genetics, cell biology, organic chemistry, and biochemistry. Also, GRE and GMAT is waived off. So again, for biochemistry and biotechnology, GRE and GMAT is not mandatory. Then comes chemistry here, and also GRE and GMAT is not mandatory. We are looking at students with a similar background in chemistry here as well. This is about our engineering. Our engineering is best 100 amongst the undergraduate engineering programs of the schools which do not offer as a PhD track. So we have it at undergraduate level for civil engineering, electrical engineering, and mechanical engineering. So as I mentioned earlier also, it is a joint engineering program with Washington University of St. Louis, where the students initially for 2 years will work with us and 2 years with WUSL. If you have any questions, please keep on asking me and I'll be happy to answer. You can put it across in the comment box and the chat box and we'll get back to you. A little bit about our business. So these are the programs which we are offering: accounting, business administration, international business, supply chain, finance, management, marketing, and so on, cybersecurity. So we, as you can see, we have a lot of programs, and these are only the main is what we have mentioned. Good news is that for MSIST also, we have got our GRE and GMAT waived off. So no need of GRE and GMAT for admission into MSIST. Any background student can go for MSIST, which is Master in Science and Information System Technology. Any background student can also take an admission, and we are looking at 3.0 GPA. Again, we do not accept more than 3 backlogs. 3.0 GPA out of the scale of 4 is what we look at. IELTS 6.5. If you have really good GPA scores, which I mean is maybe above 3.5 or so, then we might even consider 6.0 as an IELTS if your GPA scores are good enough. Then comes our cybersecurity. Again, for Masters in Cybersecurity, we are looking at 3.0 GPA out of the scale of 4. And we are looking at significant proficiency in computer sciences. This is a little bit summary of our admission standards. We're looking at 2.3 GPA out of the scale of 4, 5.5 IELTS, 61 in TOEFL, 44 in PT, 85 in 90 in Duolingo. And then this is for masters, as I mentioned, our requirements vary. Good news is that even for our MBA program, we have got the GRE and GMAT waived off for our spring 2021 intake, subject to if your GPA scores are good enough. Like we're minimum to minimum, what we're looking at is 3.0. You should not have a backlog which is of more than 3. Admission requirement is very simple. What we are looking at is your application form, your high school 10th and 12th mark sheets, your IELTS scores, passport, then your bank statement. I'll come to the amount which needs to be shared in the bank statement. Bank account should not be less than 6 months old. So we're looking at last 6 months of bank statement. Funds can be any days old. We do not ask that the fund show should be 6 months old or so. So we're looking at your bank statement. And for the graduate student, the additional requirements would be the transcript, which is like 10, 12 transcript, then semester-wise transcript and the consolidated transcript. Then goes our GRE, GMAT if it is required, SOP, resume, and letter of recommendation as an extra document. If you are applying through Skylark Overseas team because they are a registered or authorized agent, then you need not to pay the $40 of application fee for January 2021 intake. So even the application fee waiver is there. So there is nothing which you would need to pay before I would say you get the visa for the university except the consulate or the visa fee to apply to University of Missouri St. Louis. Then this is our fee structure. Undergraduate tuition is $23,436. This is an approximate fee because it would be then the final amount is calculated on the number of credits which you choose. And 17,096 is it's inclusive of everything, even the personal expenses, health insurance, meals, everything, whatever you can think of. So the bank statement for undergraduate students should have a fund show of $40,532. Don't worry, I know it's looking a lot. However, we are offering wonderful scholarship options. So this 23,000 can drastically come down because we are offering scholarships from $6,000 to $14,000 to our undergraduate students. So if you can assume if you get $14,000 of scholarship, then your fee can really come down to less than $10,000. So $6,000 to $14,000 is the scholarship for undergraduate students. Then I come to the graduate student. This is the fund show. We are looking at 40,000 here. Though it is mentioned 39,200, but I'll recommend $40,000 as a fund show. 22,108 is an approximate fees because as I mentioned earlier, it would be calculated on the basis of the number of credits which you're going to choose. So this is approximate. And the scholarship which is being offered for our graduate student, that is from $5,000 to $6,000. So this is a little bit information about our awards and our scholarships, and the breakup of the scholarship is here. Scholarship is completely on the basis of your GPA, your percentage. So the sooner you apply, it is always better. So we do not require any additional document to offer you any scholarship. What we need is that once we issue you the offer letter, send it across to us with the acceptance. Then we have phase-wise scholarship. So depending on the phase, you will be sent across your scholarship letter via email. You have to accept that. Once that acceptance is there, since right now the electronic I-20 is accepted, then for electronic I-20, we are going to ask you for your bank statement again. One bank statement would be needed at the time of admission. as well as before issuing the I-20. So we're going to ask you for your bank statements and passport. So please be ready with your bank statement and passport again, because we're going to ask that again from you before issuing you the I-20, because we need to mention the updated dates in our records. We do accept 3 years of degree, as in India, we have even 3 years of degree. So we do accept 3 years of degree as well. If you have studied from any of the institution, which is NAC institution, which is National Assessment and Accredited Council institution, which is with a grade A or with division 1 and all. So we are accepting 3 years of education as well. For the admission, I would not require your official testing scores of your IELTS, PTE, TOEFL, be it anything, be it GRE, GMAT. However, at the time of when you reach USA and before you start with your classes, before the commencement of the classes, we would require the official testing scores. We would require your transcripts to be shared across with the university in the sealed envelope. So it can be either done in a way that you can ship it across to the USA once the courier services and everything is open. Or what you can do is when you're traveling down to USA, just carry that along with you. When it comes to IELTS and PTE Center, they can report directly. But when it comes to transcript, you can carry that along with you before the commencement of the classes. So I repeat, this we do not require at the time of admission. However, we require before you commence with the classes. So I think I am all done here. If you have any questions, I'll be happy and I'm ready to answer all your questions. I think I've tried to cover up as much as possible during our session, and hopefully I have been able to give you as much as information about UMSL.
Ms. Priyanka, can you comment on the OPT and CPT opportunities at UMSL?
See, OPT, as everybody might be aware of it, or few those who are not aware, I'll repeat again. OPT is optional practical training, which you do after completion of your studies, which is an option that if you want to gain an experience in the USA, you can stay in USA and can work with any of the organization in the USA and gain an experience. So there are two kind of programs. One are the STEM field program. Second is a non-STEM field program. So with the STEM field program, which is science, technology, engineering, and math, so you can consult the Skylark Overseas team whether the program for which I'm applying, is it a STEM program or a non-STEM program. So with the STEM program, the option is that you get an additional 2 years of OPT, which means a non-STEM program can only stay and can gain an experience or has an OPT for 1 year, wherein a STEM program holder can get it extended for another 2 years, which makes it to 3 years, up to 3 years. So this is about OPT. There are ample options which I have shared during the presentation when I started off with it, that there are a lot of starters wherein you can find works. There are a handful of Fortune 1000 companies, and there's so many medium-sized organizations also where you can go ahead and apply for job options. We have a career services team who will help you, who can assist you in terms of resume building, interview preparations, and so on. For CPT also, there are ample options. It's just that how resourceful you are, how connected you are. So you can also go ahead for CPT, which is curriculum practical training, which you can do while your studies are going on. So you need to request to the department that I want to do my CPT, get it approved, because that needs to be mentioned in your F1 visa records. And then you can also do your CPT for, it is said that undergraduate you can do for up to 1 year, and maximum 1 year of CPT is you can do. Otherwise it does affect, if you do it a lot, then it might affect your OPT. So it is always advisable. And then there are other options also. You can, in order to gain an experience or in order to earn, to take care of a little bit expenses, then you can also work for 20 hours a week. Then for graduate student, one very interesting option, which a lot of our students are interested for, and this is for the bright students, those whose GPA scores are good enough, is graduate assistantship, wherein you actually assist a professor as an assistant. So be it in terms of research assistant or academic assistant, so different types of assistantships which are available. So this is again an opportunity to earn $6,000 to $7,000 a year, and that too, it is considered as a good job. To be a teaching assistant, you must have completed certain credits. So it is somewhere around 7 to 8 credits. It's what you must have finished before applying for teaching assistantship. You need to fill up a form, send it across, and there is a process to it. And then that is only applicable for the students, those who have been able to maintain the good GPA scores. Then you can go ahead and apply, and if lucky, you can be an assistant to any of the professor as well. And that too, if it is in research, then it's the best thing for you.
Could you comment on accommodation options at UMSL?
So we have a lot of work accommodation options, be it in terms of residence in the campus or outside the campus. So we have dorms, we have hostels, apartment size living, and different kind of options. And even a lot of students opt for homestays. So even outside the campus also you're allowed to stay. So a lot of I would say we have huge options which are available. So when the student gets a visa, there is a process to it. Then you need to fill up a form, tell us what is your requirement, and accordingly, the team works on the requirements and helps with the accommodation option. And they're all safe and secured and being vetted by our team.
Is there an Indian student association that can help students, international first-time students, with the transition to campus?
That's a great question. I would say the first team interaction is with our International Student Services Department. And let me tell you that we have a wonderful International Student Services team. Though we have more than 2,500 international students, but they know them by their name. And to give an example, considering the recent COVID-19 situation, when the lockdown was imposed in the USA and the classes started with remote and everything. So all the students were made to stay on the campus to ensure that they're safe, their safety was being taken care of. They are stress-free. Different movie nights, competitions were organized to keep them engaged and stress-free. So we have a wonderful student services team. Yes, we have our India Association also, wherein there are clubs wherein different activities can be done. So yes, we do have the India also, are related to our India culture. Yes.
How about gaps in education, Ms. Priyanka? How about education gaps? What is the criteria for that?
Yes, this is one of the very important questions which we actually do come across. Thank you for asking this question. We do accept education gap. At an undergraduate degree level, I recommend not to go beyond 3 years, because then actually it impacts the visa. For our graduate students, we can go, depending on the program, for 5 years to somewhere around 8 years, with justification that what they have been doing during that time duration, be it if they were working, then I need their resume, we need their SOPs, that why there was a gap and why they want to resume the classes again, their education again. So yes, we are accepting the gap.
Any work experience requirement for MBA programs on campus?
That's not a requirement for admission, the work experience, because we are not offering professional MBA program. So that is not required it is just that experience is to be shown if there is a gap. So that's why we do require a resume for it. Otherwise, we do not have a requirement as such of work experience for admissions.
What are the scholarships that are being offered to international students at the undergraduate and the graduate level?
Yes, this is one of the very important questions which I shared in the presentation also, that from $6,000, which goes up to $14,000, is the scholarship which we are offering to our undergraduate students. And to our graduate students, our scholarship starts from $5,000 and it goes up to $6,000. So 5 to 6, which is $5,000, $5,500 and $6,000. I'll quickly take you to that slide also, if my internet will let me go very fast. So this is the breakup also of our scholarships. So as you can see, even the admission criteria, which is of 3.2 for our graduate students, so we are giving $5,000 of scholarship, and 2.8, which is I've kept as an admission criteria for undergraduate, and we are offering $6,000 and goes up to $14,000.
Is there any deadline extension for scholarship review, Ms. Priyanka, considering the present pandemic situation?
Yes. So we are flexible. We are open in that situation. However, we should have good time also with us because, as I mentioned, we have phase-wise scholarships. However, the priority is given to the people, those who apply as early as possible. So that is something, considering COVID-19, yes, we are relaxing in terms of our deadlines, but otherwise, there is a deadline which we actually do follow because we have phases. The moment the last phase is there, afterwards we cannot offer a scholarship. We are getting quite an interesting questions.
Yeah, Ms. Priyanka. Hi, this is Shravani.
Yeah, hi, Shravani.
Priyanka, yeah, regarding the placements, like after a student have completed his graduations or masters, what were the companies that are associated with UNSL for the recruitment actually?
See, we have a lot of organizations wherein our students are placed. So there are many. I do not have anybody as such on my tips as a name, but there are a lot of organizations wherein our students they go after completion of their studies. Overall, if I talk about not just for computer science, but overall example is Emron, Cortex Innovation. There are so many startups also wherein our students are going. So different organizations, Express Script is also there, wherein our students actually they go after completion of their studies.
Okay, thank you.
Most welcome. I think we are good to go, or any more questions? So in the meantime, I'll quickly, if you want, I can share across the video again with you to just summarize whatever we discussed today. This video we specially created for NAFSA event, and this actually gives a lot of overview about AMSL, and this would be able to help us to sum up the session today. I hope that the screen is visible, and I'll be starting off the video. I just quickly share the music option here with sound. Okay. So I'll play the video again for all of you.
The University of Missouri St. Louis is a global university in the heart of America.
We brought vision care education to people all over the world.
We've trained generations of conservation decision makers.
Our research connects humanity's past with its present.
We're building a future where life-saving vaccines come from the sky.
The University of Missouri St. Louis. 50 years of international education and global impact.
So thank you all. Thank you for your time. Hopefully the session has been quite useful for all of you. And I'm sure you will have more questions. Your questions are most welcome. You can get in touch with the Skylark Overseas team. They are wonderful and very knowledgeable team, and they are one of our authorized agents. And as I mentioned, if you will apply through Skylark Overseas because they are authorized agents, then in that case, you would need not to pay the $40 of application fees for our coming intake, which is January intake. And we are open and accepting applications. At the end, I would say, since considering lockdown is over, travel restrictions are over, consulates have also opened up. So there are a lot of good news are also coming up. We're getting back on the track after COVID-19, but still, please take care of yourself and take care of your loved ones. So we'll take your leave now and just be safe. Bye-bye.